let's try this again. This is take 2 of Wee Man Plays WWE Smackdown Shut Your Mouth Part 3. My video footage paused somewhere through and I got behind and I eventually got cut off at the end, so let's do this again. We're back at the heat screen and my match tonight is against Chris Benoit, a decent star at the time, like mid-card, upper mid-card for him, so this would be a pretty high-profile match, especially, I guess they saw my win over the European champion. This first little screen here I'm probably going to cut out because it's very bland and nothing really usually happens. Well, I'll start cutting it out later anyway. Excuse me. Anyway, this part here, I don't know if I mentioned it, but when you're in this backstage first person area, you can walk around and you can get to a lot of different places where, like, there's a lot to explore back there, and you can find other wrestlers around. They can be anyone you've added to season mode, including, in some cases, a few people who aren't even playable in the game. Sometimes you'll get into fights, sometimes you'll make some friends. I don't think any of that really starts unless you're on a main show, though, and because I'm on a heat, I'm not going around backstage. I'll show it off once, because it's very time-consuming, but I will show it off once, and every time I find someone, I'll show off talking to them, but not the walking around part. That's a little too bland and hard to comment over. Alright, we get to see Chris Benoit make his entrance. Now, as short and cut up, I guess I could say, some of the entrances are in this game. A lot of people do have their own entrances. I mean, a few people just have the very generic one. Like, I know off the top of my head, Billy Kidman has a very generic entrance, and Test and Maven both have the standard one where they walk into the ring and raise their arms. It's the same thing, even though they're under different names. It wasn't until the first SmackDown vs. Raw that everyone had their own entrance, and even that's mostly everyone did. Hardcore Holly in that game had the generic entrance. He was the only one, though. Everyone else had their own entrance. Anyway, we're going to get on to this match here, and I believe Chris Benoit gives me a bit more trouble than William Regal did. I'm going to periodically move my mouse here so it doesn't screw up the video and go into sleep mode again, because, you know, that was the main problem, and that's why I'm recording this a second time. I really hate doing multiple takes at once of something, just because I run out of things to talk about faster. And that showed a bit in some of my earlier Let's Plays that were post-commentary, like back when I did Streets of Rage and the first 3 Sonic games. Although at times I was also really chatting up a storm, especially in my Sonic 3 and Knuckles Let's Play. I'm going to stand by that and my Brutal Legend Let's Play are the best ones I've done. By far. So if you're looking for something, go watch those. Anyway, since there's nothing really new to be seen in this match aside from Benoit, I mean, I hit most of my moves that I hit in the last match, and a few others too. I missed the dropkick there, but I bounced right back up. And again, it takes me 2 finishers, but you know, I'm still the kid, I'm still the new guy, I'm still getting my bearings. But there is something else I wanted to talk about here, and that's something that goes back to my last part. In part 2, I was a little hard on WWE Smackdown Here Comes the Pain. It's a good game, I will admit that, and I mean, most of the WWE games are good games. Some people call them bad, but you know, gamers these days, God, I really didn't want to get into this now, but gamers these days feel entitled. Now, before someone jumps down my throat and goes, "Oh, here's the definition of entitlement, you retard," and people aren't entitled. I didn't say people are entitled. They feel entitled. And by that, I mean they feel like they're owed these things. They feel like prices of video games should be dropped, even though I think that's a big fucking lie and that people are just cheap. I mean, yeah, the economy is kind of shitty now compared to, well, it was worse 5 years ago, but now it's still not great. But really, guys, 15 years ago, games used to be $80. They've dropped by 20. Now, I'm not saying I would be against a $10 price drop for new games. Like, I'd be all for that, but, you know, if there is a game that I think looks interesting and I want to play, I will buy it at full price. If there is a game that I might enjoy, I might look up videos of it or try to play a demo, and then decide if I want to pay full price. And if there's a game I might decide, I might play this sometime down the road, I'll just wait for a price drop or a Steam sale. And I think the Steam sales are something that kind of brought up this feeling of entitlement. People think, oh, well, I can get all these games for just $20. Why should I have to pay $60 full price for just one? Well, it's a special case, because the Steam sales only come around every once in a while, and a lot of the times they're not a big drop on new games. New games usually just, at most, tend to have $10 taken off of them. But yeah, this feeling of entitlement thing, gamers, I find, are the worst for it. People think, oh yeah, it's all these people who need their iPhone and stuff. I find gamers are worse, by far. Sorry to all my gamer friends, but it's just what I think. I mean, if there's a game I don't want, I just won't buy it. I don't have to have a game just to have it. I mean, there are a few games I do own on Steam I haven't played yet, and I do want to. It's just, maybe the desire is not as much there as I thought. The only exception to that is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, and that is because, fuck Uplay, or whatever the hell Ubisoft's shitty thing is. I tried to play it, and I had to go through all these other hoops. I shouldn't have to go through hoops to play a game, and it's a bit of a knock on PC gaming, but classic PC gaming. There were a lot of hoops you had to jump through to play games. It's not so bad nowadays. It's not as easy as just putting a game in a console, letting it install, and playing it. But it's not bad, by any means. Anyway, let's wrap that up there for now. We're going to finish the match off here. Yeah, I said basically nothing about this match, but I beat Chris Benoit after 2 complete shots. And instead of getting the victory pose or beating him down, it just goes straight to the results screen, and usually that's a sign that something's going to happen after the match, still in the ring. So let's give it a second here, and oh, looks like it's William Regal. He's coming out. Oh, he's beating the shit out of me. It's not looking good at all. Oh, but who's that? It's Maven. Maven is coming to save my ass. Oh, but it's 2-on-1 now. Regal, the European champion, is going down. Here comes the double suplex. Oh, he's not getting up from that one. Look at him. He is completely dazed. And now my heel tendencies have come to an end as I make friends with Maven. For now. But this is basically going to wrap up the video here. It's about to come to an end, so we see who won all their matches, and I will see you for the next part, 3rd week of April.